phenomenal. Everything else, and the things that actually matter in Smash as far as competitive relevancy is concerned, awful. And Sonora's a weird case, but thankfully we don't have to worry about him right now. We got Pokemon Trainer, we've got Yoshi, we've got ourselves a set. It's Winners Finals.
Yeah, you've seen these players before, but it's just a matter of have they seen each other, and are they familiar enough to play around the tricks and traps that both players hold with their own characters. Beast, of course, incredibly aggressive, looking to get those kills early and often. Meanwhile, StudZ has shown to have a much more modular style of play, knowing when to turn on the jets and knowing when to cool them off.
Yeah, and having that presence of mind to know when to go in or not against Beast is super important just for keeping like an even playing field, let alone taking advantage of him. Like, Beast is the kind of player who's able to take any sense of momentum and just redline it. Like, if he wants this battle to go fast and loose, it's going to happen. And while he may not be renowned for his patience, he is very good at being able to sit back and let his opponents, like, weasel out something that'll allow him to respond accordingly. Though, sitting here for Game 1 on Smashville, the damage is built up really quickly, and in fact, it's StudZ who's going to be breaking first blood.
Yeah, gotta love those multi-hit confirms. There's plenty of them in this game, and if you have any kill confirm in Smash, it is going to be super beneficial. And Ivy up air is kind of one. It's an early one, but it's a good one.
I think it's a great button for Beast to leverage in this matchup. Like, we know that Yoshi's going to be... Oh, he doesn't have a stock! He's gone! He got anti-aired by down smash, and Beast decided just to seal the deal right there.
No more air dodging. Or air dodging to ledge, at least.
Yeah, no, you can't get screwy in the air against Beast. Like, even though Yoshi, like, lets you do that, there's too many options that Beast has to be able to tack on the damage. And Charizard swinging, like, efficiently enough, though, like, once the percentages start to climb, Flutter Jump Armor is not going to be reliable for StudZ.
Yeah, it breaks a lot more easily with high percent, and Charizard, if there's anything that he can do good, its base damage with all of his moves is absurd. So careful placement of the double jump armor, especially at high percent, will lead him to getting out of stuff, but if he uses it unwisely, it can lead him into just as much trouble.
I feel like that's what that whole second stock was like a good display of, where it's just like... You need to be aware. This whole set is just going to be a test of awareness for StudZ. Otherwise, Beast is going to pick him apart. As long as Beast doesn't SD.
Yeah, pick himself apart.
You hate to see it. All right, well, that could be the minor reprieve that StudZ needs to bring himself back into this. But at 124% and counting, it's not going to be an easy task to take this game back.
It's a long hill to climb, but Yoshi, one down air is gonna be a solid start. Popping you up and doing, what was it, 25 in a blink of an eye? Like, there's ways to bring this back, and Smash Ultimate it definitely has a lot of... Like, almost every character is tuned in a way where taking a stock doesn't seem so impossible. And being aggressive can be rewarded in a lot more interesting ways. Oh, that egg was nice. Covered neutral get up.
Yeah, very good projectile placements, keeping StudZ at a distance where he doesn't have to worry about Beast just throwing out a reckless move. Instead, he closes in so Beast can throw out a reckless move and manage to clinch out Game 1.
Solid stuff from Beast, like knowing that he can utilize that center platform to his advantage and making sure that StudZ would get anxious in the corner so falling fair would do the job.
One thing I do want to highlight that I think was like very smart from Beast and something that StudZ going to have to pay attention to moving forward. There was a point where Beast was, as Ivysaur, on the platform of Smashville, just chilling. He was just looking to shark with down air so that he could connect into up air. Like, that shows very good awareness from Beast as far as like what he needs to do to clench out these kills. And also, the fact that he's willing to just wait for StudZ to feed him those kills shows that StudZ has to out-patience him. He has to play into that defensive game. Or else this could be a quick set.
Hey, as a wise man once said, doing nothing is frame zero. And if you can wait for your opponent to make their mistake first, you're in a good spot.
All right, game 2 is bringing us back to Smashville. I feel like the stage was fine. Like, StudZ was able to navigate it quite nicely. And the fact that it's a bit of a smaller stage does give a bit more ability to StudZ's
No.
chance to kill, but that doesn't mean anything if Beast isn't going to keep on shuffling him off the stage, taking his jumps and taking his stocks.
And here we are again, saved by the double jump armor, but like getting grabbed by Charizard especially, like it can only lead to bad things. It's not like a cloud grab or a ZSS grab where you're content taking the grab as opposed to anything else.
Ooh.
Like Charizard has powerful combos and intense confirms.
Oh, best way to avoid a grab is keep someone from landing on the ground. StudZ did just that while pressing Beast all the way to the ledge, netting his kill with a sour forward air. And right now, the damage is just clocking itself up immediately. These dudes are just swinging.
Yeah, he's not letting him stop. He's almost taking a page out of Beast's playbook where he's like, all right, if you're trying to turn up the tempo, I can do that too. I can start landing with these buttons. I can space my moves on shield. And when a push comes to shove, I can match you point for point or percent for percent.
That's what it's looking like right now. We're already back to over the 100% mark on both players. And good on StudZ to just sort of wait around for an opportunity to burst with Nair. It's not going to net him his kill just yet, but it is keeping Beast off of him until we get thrown off to the left side.
Good thing Yoshi's rather heavy. Okay, that was cute. Run back with the egg, force Charizard into shield, and get him a little more space. And you know what? He nets a kill off of the push, managing with that up smash.
All right, I kind of like this approach. It's just sort of like just build it up as fast as possible. If you're going to lose your stocks in quick fashion, you might as well make sure your opponent's keeping that base too. It's very dangerous because it can lead to that. All right. Yeah, you can't beat. Man, that's why when I mentioned this style of play earlier, I was saying like this is Beast's game. Like StudZ can play the game, but this is Beast's game that he's playing.
Yeah, Beast is playing the game. He's playing it all over. He's like it's happening everywhere.
Oh, hold on. Yeah, no, he's fine. Okay.
Yeah, extra jump from Charizard. He got those wings for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the percent lead, despite it being despite the early SD, the percent lead of this game has almost entirely been in StudZ's favor, and he seemed to take advantage of it as he snipes out that platform run. Not yet killing.
Oh, but he's going to catch the jump out of shield with the egg drop. That's going to do it. Okay.
Interesting. He tried that setup a couple of times where he would where Beast would neutral get up in shield and he would try and break it. But most of the time, Beast would have the wherewithal to dash out or to roll in. That time, getting caught sleeping with his bad option. Or maybe rather covered option.
Yeah, I feel like Beast's jumping out of shield a lot in those high-pressure situations and gives him a lot of opportunity to get picked off by stray moves. But the down special being the option to cover, I think was super smart from StudZ. We see the 1-1 count now. Let's see if Beast's going to bring us somewhere different as we move on to Game 3. I am expecting maybe Battlefield. Battlefield's dangerous because like it gives a lot of potential for sharking out bad landings, but it's also like a haven of Yoshi combos. And even though like Beast is capable of playing along it as well, it could be like one of those risky plays that pays off if he's not opting to stay Smashville the whole way.
I feel like if there's a stage that Beast wants to counterpick to, it's PS2. And while that is dangerous to counterpick to against Yoshi, it's the stage that Beast is the most comfortable on. As we see StudZ asking for a lag test in chat.
Really? Ooh. A plot twist from earlier. It was Beast who was the chunky one all along.
The plot thickens.
All right. Well, we'll see how that pans out as our team takes care of that. Just going to give a quick look into the losers bracket, see where things are. From where we last left off, Webb 2-0'd Pharaoh, putting himself in losers semifinals, waiting on the results of Z- and Panther, with Panther beating Amaryllis at 2-1.
Panther started this from losers, by the way. Let's see where he lost. He lost his round 1 against Gringo, the Snake. So he played from round 1 losers, despite DQs, all the way through and up to top 16 against players like Antimony and Narnia, into getting the run back with Gringo, into beating Sensei, so he has a Snake bracket, through Amaryllis, and is now 1 up on Z-. So this Fox main is putting in some work, and I'm for one excited to see it if
I'm
we
here
do
for
end
it.
up
We
seeing
might
it.
have a Cinderella story on our hands in the next set that's going to be on stream.
Ooh, that's exciting. Spaceys are always like I'm no exception. Spaceys are a crowd favorite. They're high octane gameplay. They're in your face, rush you down, and figure you out. And it's exciting to watch it, and especially since Fox mains are shooting all the propaganda of that Fox is a mid tier. It's exciting to see Fox players like. It's exciting to see any character innovate and adapt to the coming meta.
Like, not only is like Fox's position in the competitive meta like nebulous at best, when you have like top representatives of the character opting not to really take part in the online metagame, there's not a lot for us to really look at it as far as like what Fox is bringing to the table.
He kind of falls into that chic category where his frame data is
And this effectively, very good mark of control from the player themselves. But we'll have to catch up with Panther and his bracket run later on, because we're going to go right back into the winners finals here.
get a punch through the wall as here we are, PS2. Is this it looks like they both passed the lag check and are hopping right into game 3. Best of 5, by the way.
So yeah, even with this little break in the momentum, sort of like a regular affair now here. But the pick to Stadium, as you had correctly predicted, this is going to be a very dangerous one for Beast, because while he's going to feel very comfortable playing along this stage, so is StudZ. So the onus is on Beast to try and take away this momentum and steal back the stage itself, while StudZ is chilling with percent lead and stage control.
He's done it a couple of times now, but I kind of really like these down Bs out of hit stuns that StudZ has been doing. Not only is it an effective air stall, it baits out a lot of it baits out like a pretty common option in advantage, that being a dash grab, and punishes it exceptionally well.
It's a good burst option. However, like Charizard specifically does have a couple of strong responses to it, in that if Beast opts to fly out of shield,
True.
like he will be able to break through the Yoshi Bomb. But he hasn't done it yet, whether it's just out of comfort or saving it for like a situation where it's going to really matter.
Sticking with the Ivysaur a little bit longer than he normally does. This might be one of those matchups where a projectile-based approach is a whole lot stronger than just using your big body and your frame data, since Yoshi can match both of those. Okay, Flare Blitz beats Egg. Now we know.
Yeah, it's I mean, it acts as a weird move. Like when you look at the hitbox itself, it's actually rather small. It just is a very dramatic-looking move.
Yeah, and it has as you mentioned prior, all those weird properties like, did you know Flare Blitz can be reflected by bounce? Why? Good question.
Like, Charizard's a very dramatic character when you really get down to it.
Melodramatic Charizard, oh boy. Beast to a T.
Speaking of, this Charizard kind of popping off right now. Just straight hits left and right, but it's like constant call-outs for where StudZ is going to be placing himself. And without any like strict combo to speak of, straight 100% damage built onto StudZ.
Yeah, tit for tat, like both, a lot of bigger characters. Oh, he had the read with Miss Space Day.
Hey, there's that falling up air you mentioned, and it's going to clock in another kill.
Beast is an innovator. Like, he's the one Charizard that does...
Oh, he had his jump. Okay, I thought for a moment he used his jump to position. Oh, no.
That was one down smash away from being a very bad time. Alright, just dashing away.
I kind of like that though. Just sort of keep things safe. Like you've got the stock lead. You were one hit away from losing that stock, as Yoshimon goes to prove. But yeah, sometimes just a little checks to keep the momentum in your favor.
Yeah, PS2 is a wide stage, so try and use all of it if you have that advantage. Oh, pressure.
It's silly from how it looks, but I think it's really smart usage of Ivysaur's tools because not only is up air massive, but like it's getting you back into position to threaten with short hop down air if need be, or just reposition yourself on the ground. Like Ivy up air serves so much purpose when you're pressuring on platforms.
Yeah, to make a bit of an odd comparison, it's kind of like how hit falling works in Rivals of Aether. Like he rockets himself to the ground while also pressuring high. Like it's unique and it's definitely much appreciated for a character like Ivysaur who gets so much out of Ivysaur is a girl, out of her auto cancel windows.
Oh, Charizard again, a lot of the back air. That was like just barely at the edge of it, but it was all Beast needed as he goes up the 2-1 count.
That rocket tail hits way bigger and way taller than it initially expects. It's almost covers Charizard's height, but just to the right of him or left.
Yeah, no, that move is it was devious, dude.
It's crazy. Didn't they buff it too to make it like not on the Z-axis or something?
I don't recall if that was in 9.0 or if that was one of the past changes, but I do know it was like Charizard's had his fair share of tweaks. Like, character has seen a decent amount of adjustments.
Yeah, it's definitely good for Pokemon Trainer. Like they've done. I feel like they've handled Pokemon Trainer very good in this game overall. Not trying to make each one of the Pokemon just absurdly more powerful than the other. Save early game when pre-patch Ivysaur was something else. But all three Pokemon have their strengths and have their weaknesses, and it's about managing all three of them in their right situations, while also putting in your own personal flair, as Beast has definitely shown here tonight.
Indeed. Game 4 is taking us right on back to Smashville. Let's see if StudZ is going to be able to do anything with this, as he's sitting on winner's bracket life right now.
Oh, and Nerd didn't knock him out. That was late, too. Just a little surprised. I'm sorry.
It's good. There's always those little instances where you just make an observation. It's like, huh. It was like I was bringing up earlier. Like, there's so many little intricacies in Smash. Like, sometimes something occurs where you were expecting a different result, and there could be like one little outlier you just forgot to keep an eye on. Smash is funny like that.
It's a unique game in its own right and has spawned a whole genre, even. That being the platform fighter.
Yep. Yo, speaking of, Beast is just straight up living on this platform. He manages to take things back without taking any damage, and this Ivysaur is dancing around.
Yeah, he got caught with the early risk with that with the fly up towards the top block. Ivysaur has held down the weight and brought it back to an even game.
And still striking pretty hard. Although, I feel like the linchpin of Ivysaur's pressure, that being Razor Leaf, just doesn't find use in this matchup. Like, Yoshi can jump through it if need be. Eggs beat it out. Like, Yoshi's fast enough that he doesn't really have to respect any of that space that's covered by Razor Leaf. It's a bit of a shame because Beast looks really confident with how to cover space with Ivysaur, but doesn't really get to play with the whole character's kit, at least effectively.
Perhaps that's why we're seeing it a lot more on Smashville as opposed to PS2, because of this center platform allowing for the fall through up airs and more consistent use of down air to pressure on stage.
Yeah, I would say it's a really good adaptation to the stage at hand, and just goes to show that Beast has a very well-practiced game plan. Like, in spite of his leveraging of Charizard, he does understand when the other two Mons need to come out to play.
Poor Cabbage Puppy. He gets sidelined in the middle.
That's how it goes.
Good spacing on StudZ. I feel like we haven't been talking about how StudZ has managed his recovery routes a whole lot better after that first game was a bit of a debacle.
Ooh.
Speaking of,
Yes, talking about recovery routes. He's going for the all-in with that one. What's the option here? Oh, okay. That's cute. Oh, he's going for it again. Okay. These catches at the ledge really good from Beasts. But it's going to be StudZ catching Beast out of the air. Keeping the... That's one thing that StudZ has also been very good at that I feel like we haven't highlighted. Is just that when it comes to the stock deficit, StudZ is doing a really good job of making sure to equalize whenever they're down.
Yeah, he's making the most out of the opportunities that he can when he's allowed to use Yoshi's edge guarding to his advantage. He has no jump, but good drift. Very nice drift. Not making sure not just to hold in, but to drift back out to ledge and get that little bit of a reprieve with the ledge invincibility. Oh my god.
Where was he dying?
Oh, he was holding straight right.
My man said, I'll see you in the run back. I gotta go to loser's bracket real quick. Oh, good shots.